I had a crazy weekend, and I've had a crazy few weeks since I last posted. I've been learning about so many different things, and God has been speaking to me so much more and in so many different ways, and just through so many people, and I've gotten to see His presence in such tangible ways, especially last week. We had a speaker named Eddie Boasso come from IHOP KC, and just the way that God came into our classroom during that week that he was here is just crazy. People have so many testimonies, and people heard so clearly from the Lord that once you've experienced something like that, nobody can take that away from you. It's this experiential knowledge. They will never doubt their faith in God because of what they experienced this week. They know that that was true because it was something beyond themselves and something so much greater than themselves. So that was really exciting. This past weekend, we had a fundraiser. We had a dinner fundraiser that a friend of mine put on for me, and I was really blessed and really grateful that she did that. And I went into the weekend meeting just over $3,300 towards my missions trip. We have a deposit due on Tuesday for 1,000 of that, so I was feeling a little anxious because we didn't sell as many tickets as I hoped that we would, and I wasn't sure about how generous people would be, I guess. I wasn't going to depend on anything, and I wasn't going to count on anything, so I went into this weekend expecting about $500, which would have put us at about $2,800 towards my trip that I still needed. And I came out of the weekend, and it was just this crazy blessing. I had so many people bless me, and so many people do such amazing things for me. I had people from the internship come up and say grace for me. I had them model off door prizes. I had them do calls for donations for me, and I was just so blessed by everything that they did. I had people help me clean up, and it was just such a blessing to have friends like that who are so willing and who are so generous and so willing to give. And anyways, that was really exciting. So it was a really fun and funny weekend. And my mom and I were counting donations that we had gotten last night at the event. So that was the last night of the fundraiser. And I didn't have time to count while we were there, so we just took all the envelopes home and we were counting money here. And it was just really random. We started counting the money, and there was more money than I thought that there would be because we had significantly less people and significantly more internship people coming. And it was really funny. We counted through the money, and then I remembered that I had $20 in my wallet. So I went over to my wallet, and was unzipping it, and went to go grab out the $20, and there was $45 sitting in there. I was a little bit surprised because I didn't think that there was that much money there. And then we were cleaning up a couple of boxes that we had taken from the church to bring back home of things that we had brought there for the dessert or for the dinner. And I was putting away some papers, and there was a check sitting on the bottom for $60. Okay, this is getting really weird now. This is two places that I've looked where I found more than what I anticipated, or even found stuff that I wasn't anticipating. So my mom doesn't carry a lot of cash on her and doesn't carry a lot of change, and she's like, well, this is kind of weird. She's like, I'm gonna check my purse and see if there's any money in there. So she checks her wallet. She's like, yeah, there's 30 cents. She's like, just what I thought. And I was like, hey, well, you never know. Just keep checking. Check the rest of your purse. We found over $5 in change in the bottom of her purse, on top of the 30 cents that were actually in her wallet. So that was really surprising. And then we went back and checked my wallet, and there was another $3 in there. And we went to go take the money out of the carrying case that I had been keeping the money in, and took it out, and there was a loonie that just fell out onto the floor, and there was no change in that holder at any time. So it was just a really funny night. Definitely joy of the Lord descended upon our house. We broke into giggles for a good 20 minutes, and just we're celebrating all the goodness that He has for us. So that was really amazing. And then tonight we had Donna Jordan from YWAM come and speak to our pursuit groups just about hearing God and about walking in obedience and just, whatever the Spirit led her to talk about. And I was really blessed to have her come and speak. It seemed like everything she was saying were just repeats of things that God had been saying to me over the last little while, and they were really big confirmations in my heart, and I was really excited about them, and I was really kind of emotional. It's just such a blessing to know that God hears all of that, and that He that He's really good at confirming in our spirits through other people the things that we think that we hear from Him. So it was really encouraging to know that I was hearing from Him. I guess the biggest thing that I've been learning that has really struck me is God's been talking to me a lot about my calling, and He's been very specific. He's told me that I need to pay off my student loans, which, if you don't know, is a lot of money. It's 5 years full-time education, including living expenses, that I need to pay back. So that's a significant amount, and God's kind of told me that before I can jump into what He's called me to, I need to be free and clear of that debt. So when I come back in September, the plan is to get a full-time teaching job, and if I scrape every single penny by, and if I work really hard, I should have those student loans paid off within a year. So that's really exciting for me, just to be debt-free in a year. That'll be such a blessing, and I'm excited for what God is calling me into, because I really feel Him calling me into the mission field and calling me into full-time ministry of some kind, whether that's here with Global Prayer House or whether that's overseas or with YWAM or however that looks. I know God's calling me into something that's greater than myself. He's told me numerous times now that I will be very nomadic. I'll just be living in different places all the time, and I'm just really excited for that. And Donna Jordan tonight said that the righteous live by faith. The righteous will live by faith, and they will live in light of eternity. They will live for eternity by faith. And one of my favorite Bible passages is Hebrews 11, where it talks about all of these different important people in the Bible and the things that they did by faith. So Abraham, anyways, I can't remember right now, but they all lived by faith. The entire passage starts off with, by faith, so-and-so did this. By faith, so-and-so did this. By faith, they did all of these things. And I really feel that God's going to give me a lot of by faith stories. And He already has. Just from this weekend, we brought in just under $2,000. So I have $1,360 left to raise, which is such a blessing from the $3,300 before. And I don't know, I'm just really excited for everything that God's calling me into, and I'm really excited to begin to walk that out, regardless of what that looks like, and regardless of where that winds up being. And I know that God will give me everything that I need. He will give me all the grace I need and all the strength that I need. And I feel that passion inside of me already. I found a Bible verse the other day that is one of my new favorites. I have many. Eddie Boasso calls them friends. So my newest friend is 1 Peter 4:2, and it says, "You won't spend the rest of your lives chasing your own desires, but you will be anxious to do the will of God." So I'm just praying that over my life, that I would not want to chase my own desires, but that I would be anxious to do His will, no matter how much it costs me. At the dinner this weekend, we were talking about how I got into the Pursuit internship and how I had been called into it, and I was just reminded about Rick Pino, how he said that what is permissible for the rest of the world is impossible for a Nazarite, and how it'll cost you everything, but it is completely worth giving up everything that you have and every comfort that we have in this life to do the will and the call of the glory of God. Like, just to work and to give up everything because you know that you're doing it for the glory of God. That is just such a huge, exciting moment. So I'm really excited for what God's called me into, and I would love to talk to you guys more about this. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions or anything that you want to ask, or if you want to know specifics about teaching, just leave a comment on Facebook or on the blog, and I will try and make a blog post for you to answer those questions. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.